Welcome one, welcome all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
This is Vaughn Radio, and you're listening to The Show with No Name. Time for Liftoff. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You know the rest. Come on, folks.
1, 0.
Let's get this puppy off the ground.
Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name. Welcome. Let's go. All right, show with no name. Show with no name. All right, amigos, welcome aboard. Welcome. We are here for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name. Live en directo. As always, all our shows are in real time. Well, let me explain. Even if you listen to the show 10 years later, it's all done in real time. This show, for example, is produced in real time. There are no after effects added. So when I send it to Nacho, it's good to go. Good to go is listo. So, you are always getting a live show en directo. Even when you listen to us via podcast. And don't forget, we're on every podcast platform. Just search for Vaughn Radio, or you can search individually by show. The Show with No Name, No Excuses with Fitz, Back to Basics with Tosh Pasqua. How can I forget about Ximena Holiday and Test Your English? And Rob and Andy and the Lunchtime Show. Who else? Jules Linares and Let's Get Random. So many programs, so many ways to learn and have fun here on Vaughn Radio. And speaking of learning and having fun, folks, it's official. You guys are totally enjoying this book is the shit.
Alberto, estoy leyendo un cómic y me estoy dando cuenta de que todas las onomatopeyas que salen son verbos en inglés.
Of course, man. We love making it easy.
Por ejemplo, aquí pone chomp. Y está un animal masticando.
Sure, to chomp.
Es mascar, ¿no?
Sí, mascar. Y lo haces con tus piños. You're chompers.
Ah, chompers es los piños grandotes, ¿no? Vale, y to click, por ejemplo.
To click. Well, to click is what you do on a computer. You click. Pinchar.
Perfecto, pinchas con el ratón. Claro, tiene sentido. To gulp.
Well, before I was gulping my soda. Gulp, 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 gulp.
Claro, estás tragando como un pato.
Eso es, no es lo mismo que sip.
Bien. To thump.
Thump. Don't thump your fist on the table. No des un pum, pum en la mesa.
De hecho, el conejito de Bambi se llamaba Thumper.
Eso es, todo tiene sentido en inglés.
Claro que sí, por eso hemos hecho el tercer libro de This Book is the Milk, que se llama This Book is the Shit. Este libro es la leche. Por Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender. Y lo sabes.
And you know it. All right, amigos. This book is the shit. Available everywhere now. You can pick it up at Vaughn Tienda or, of course, wherever fine books are sold. And it's time for our pop quiz. Come on, quiz. Come on. Come on, pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It's our pop quiz, examen sorpresa, pop quiz here on the show with no name. And lately, I've been giving you some pop quizzes from my book. But today, I'm going to give you something from my amiga, your lovely teacher, Tash Pasqua, and her show, Back to Basics. And Tosh, by the way, great job. Thanks to all of you guys. Because even though Tosh has participated on courses, materials, everything, training our teachers, so training the people who wrote the books, she felt weird, not weird, but awkward going to the book fair because it's a book fair. But as I told her, Kike, many other people, we said, Tosh, so many people want to see you. It doesn't matter what book you sign. And I don't even think it matters if you sign a book. And guess what happened? You guys showed up and you showed her love, and it was magical. So that's Tash Pasqua. You made her day. She'll make your day every day at 3 p.m. with her program, Back to Basics. If you can't tune in live, don't worry, because you can listen to it on the Vaughn Radio app or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iVox, which is a very popular one in Spain. All right, so here is your pop quiz. This comes from Tash Pasqua. Okay, and now we've got summer vacation not too far away. Let's start thinking about some sentences that we'll need for our summer vacation. Here's your translation. Estoy cuidando el gato de la vecina mientras está de vacaciones. So, estoy cuidando el gato de la vecina mientras está de vacaciones. Remember to follow Tash Pasqua. You can follow her on Twitter. She's also on Instagram. Follow Vaughn as well, so you can find out about upcoming deals, special offers, and get tons of free content. And thank you. I notice it. I mean, I'm not Vaughn. I'm just me. You know, I work with Vaughn, and I've been working with him for 20 years, but as a teacher on so many levels. But I see growth, crecimiento, on my social media channels every day. And I can imagine Vaughn sees growth as well, too. And you know what? That applause is for you guys, not for us. We wouldn't be growing if it weren't for you guys. Ahí tenemos un poco de condicional. But don't worry, today's pop quiz is not a conditional. It's nice and easy. I think nice and es bastante. It's nice and, pero cuando llegamos a decirlo, we say nice and. I'm nice and tired, bastante. These are little things you need to know when you're speaking English. Not just the way something's written, but also the way it's pronounced. Let's see who's in our virtual classroom. There's my brother-in-law. Dilo conmigo. No es brother-in-love, que lo he oído mil veces. It's not brother-in-love. It's brother-in-law. Oh, like awesome. My brother-in-law is awesome. Same sound and a true statement. What's up, cuñao? Vero. There she is, our sweetheart, Vero. She says, morning, beautiful show with no-namers, warriors all around the universe. Hello, Vero, and welcome aboard. Great to see your smiling face. Born to Iron Man. There he is, our buddy, our champion, our superstar. And he says, morning, folks. We've been looking forward to watching again live. Alberto, so to watching you live again. Hay que ajustar un poco la frasecita. We've been looking forward to watching you live again. Well, let me explain something. Even if there's not a live stream, okay, digo con video, a live stream on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, there's a live show. So yesterday, even though I wasn't here on camera, I did the show live. So I hope you guys didn't miss yesterday's show. It was a great show. It wasn't a repeat, just because. So here's what I'm saying. Even if you don't see a video some days, because as many of you know, I'm in the middle of a move, una mudanza. So yesterday I did not have internet and a video camera. I did have the capability, and I don't need internet to record the program. So my point, even if you don't see me live on YouTube, that doesn't mean there's a repeat. It might mean that I'm just not doing the video that day. But there's always fresh content. And as you know, we cancel the show on a need-to basis. And I would say in a typical year, if you count 3 or 4 days, maybe 2 or 3 days that I'm sick, and not even sick, because I've done the show sick. It's when my voice or, it affects the way I speak or I can't breathe. Obviously, it makes my job a lot more difficult. It depends on everybody's job too, right? So great to have you all on board. Born to Iron Man, Vero. There's Born to Iron Man, and he's participating in our pop quiz. Let's see. Estoy cuidando el gato de la vecina mientras está de vacaciones. That was your translation. Let's take a look. The first person to participate, Born to Iron Man. And he says, I'm taking care the neighbor's cat while she's on holidays. I don't know. I'm missing something there, Born to Iron Man. Me falta algo. I'm missing something. Just a small little word, but it's important. So, excuse me, right before today's show, I was trimming the hedges. ¿Conoces esta expresión? No es una expresión, es hacer algo. To trim is recortar the hedges, los arbustos, over here in the garden area. I have a little garden in the new house. And I've got all this dust, todo este polvo, in my nose. It's disgusting. I can taste leaves. Dead leaves. Sabe a hojas muertas. Yeah, bueno, hay que limpiar. Gotta clean out you gotta weed out. Toma, te doy la buena palabra ahí. So to weed out es descartar. También es quitar la mala hierba, the weeds. So I was weeding out the weeds in the garden. And, well, let's put it this way. I inhaled a lot of dust, and I've been sneezing for the last half an hour. So bear with me. Un poco de paciencia. Born to Iron Man, I know you can help me. I know you can fix that. So I'm taking care the neighbor's cat while she's on holidays. We'll give you a second go there. Let's see. Vero says, I'm looking after my neighbor's cat while she's on holiday. That is correct, Vero. to look after. Excellent. I'm looking after my neighbor's cat while she's on holiday. Wonderful job, Vero. Let's see. Who else? Cris Valrol. She says, morning, Alberto and mates. Hello, Cris. Great to have you here with us. She says, I'm taking care of, take note, Born to Iron Man. I'm taking care of my neighbor's cat while she's on holiday. Great job, Cris Valrol. Great job, Vero. Let's see. Vero says yesterday's show was a pre-recorded one. Nope, I don't know what Nacho played, but I did a live show yesterday. So, again, we don't pre-record. I don't know about, honestly, I can't talk about anyone else here. I don't know everybody's recording schedule, but this show is always live, not just live, but produced live. So the sound effects, the jingles, it's all live, you know. So I don't know what you're referring to there, Vero. Maybe you know something I don't. All right, there's Laura. Laura, there she is. She says, good morning, gorgeous show with no namers. Just popping in to say hello, as I won't be able to listen to the show today. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll give you a totally native for pop in, pasarte por aquí. She says, I won't be able to listen to the show today. Good luck with the move, Alberto. How exciting. Yeah, it's exciting, but also overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff, as you know. In fact, the painter, I'm here live with you guys, and the painter's in the living room. Yeah. Well, that's life. That's how life works. So, yes, it is very exciting, Laura. I just keep dreaming about that first moment when I light up that barbecue. Oh, can't wait. Can't wait. And she says, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you, Laura. And it was great to see you again at the Feria del Libro. Let's see. Cris Valrol. She says, we've been taking care of a kitten for 5 days. Oh, really? True story. So maybe Tosh was reading your mind. She says, we've been taking care of a kitten for 5 days. Finally, we found a family for her yesterday. I miss her. Thank God you are here and I can share my morning with you all. Oh, that's nice. That's nice that you took in. Excuse me, I lowered the volume because I just had a sneeze attack. My nostrils, bueno, todo se aprende con todo, ¿no? My nostrils are trying to expel all that shit that I breathed in. Nostrils son los agujeros de la nariz. They're called nostrils. So yeah, I think it wasn't a good time to do that because I can taste the leaves, as I said. So Cris, that's nice that you took in the cat. To take in, I think it's acoger. It kind of makes sense. Tomar para dentro, right? And that was a good deed, Cris. What is a good deed? A good deed es una buena obra. No, algo. A good deed is when you do something good for somebody that's not you. And Cris is a good deed doer. Let's see. She says, Dear Laura, we always miss you when you can't participate. Yeah, that goes for all of you. You know, some of you can participate on a daily basis. Some of you can participate every day. The good news is I'm here every day. I don't have a choice. No tengo elección. It's my job. I have to do this, right? But I love being here with you every single day, teaching you English, having fun with all of you. So whenever you can't participate live, we miss you. But remember, you can always tune in and, well, you never know. The other day, for example, I sent a shout out to one of our old school listeners, Oninche, and she hasn't been able to participate live in years. Well, she's a teacher, and what time is school? Aha. So she's got to listen via podcast. But it's cool. No matter, how long you go without listening to the show with no name, we're right here. I'm going to quote Bryan Adams. I will be right here waiting for you. Wherever you go, wherever you are, I will be right here waiting for you. And not just on the show with no name. Remember, we've got FYI. And this week, you know where we're going on FYI? We can't even begin to really grasp our great galaxy. Never mind the ones that lie way beyond what we even know. This intricate, interwoven, interstellar constellation of planets spins around the scorching sun in a way that seems completely seamless. Get ready to gaze up at the sparkling stars and puzzling planets spiraling endlessly in the sky above. We'll make sense of the Milky Way on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés. You got it.
There you go. And special thanks to my buddy Nacho, who not only participated when you hear the Inglés, that's Nacho. So a nice round of applause for Nacho. And he didn't only voice it, but he came up with, well, I gave him the idea a little bit. I said, me suena algo en plan, like, you got it, like this. And we tried a few different versions. So that was the one we stuck with. So Nacho, a big shout out to Nacho for lending me his voice and to lendes prestar and for editing it. And then also to my buddy Augusto and his group Piel y Hueso. If you want to hear the whole FYI song, the song is called Souvenir. Souvenir. It's an awesome song. And a lot of people have told me, a lot of people have said, hey, Alberto, I love the intro music for FYI. And those of you, some of you might know Augusto. He was with Vaughn for longer than me, in fact. And he was also a member of the band Hamlet. Now, you'll have to forgive me because, as you know, I don't know very much about Spanish music, but I know that they are huge, and they were a band that, or they are. I don't know if they continue to tour, but he was the bassist. And be careful with that word. Oh my God, please don't say that he played the bass, la lubina. He didn't play the bass, he played the bass. Those words are tricky, hey. And the good thing is, in This Book is the Shit, you can find a video with all these words. Wind, wind, tear, tear, minute, minute, refuse, refuse, que es basura, project, proyecto, project, proyeccionar la voz. So many words, but I'll tell you what, if you look at the ones that we look at in This Book is the Shit, well, I cherry-picked some of the best ones. And as I always tell you, add your own. And if you know the 20, 30, maybe 50 words that tend to be confusing like that. Otra, yo creo que la más común, romper, tear, tear. wind, wind. All right, well, folks, we'll be right back. We'll continue to play with words and have tons of fun. If I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. So much to do, so much to cover, so much fun to be had, so much English to be learned. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for the next hour and a half. Oh, and careful with this one. Here's a common mistake. A lot of my students say 2 hours and a half. No, es rarísimo, eh? So, an hour and a half es una hora y media. Ya a partir de ahí es 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours. So, 3 3/4 hours. No sé por qué, pero cambia ahí. So take note. Again, these are great things because once we discover them, once we can find these little things that are confusing or can mix us up a little bit, que nos puedan confundir, we can attack there. Like I said right before the break, those tricky words. And you'll know them. You'll know them from context. For example, the word project is a verb, and the word project is a noun. So right there, they won't even be used in the same place in a sentence. All right, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the interactive, exciting show with no name. So much to do. Let's get right into today's Say What? Say what? What? Say 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 what? What? Say what? All right, amigos, you know how this works. I'm going to play this soundbite for you 4 times. You're going to hear it 4 times right now. Well, right now, twice. But by the end of the show, you'll have 4 chances to jot it all down. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. All right. I think this will be an easy one to understand. I could be wrong. We will definitely see by your responses, by how quickly people respond, how accurately people respond, and how many people respond. These are always indicators to me of how difficult a particular challenge may be. All right, is everybody ready over here? Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and write this down.
I applied for asylum in 21 different countries, all throughout Western Europe and other parts of the world. And all of them tried to avoid giving an answer because they didn't want to say one way or another, or alienate the United States government by taking a public side against them.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. First impression over here, definitely somebody who's cool, calm, and collect. What does this mean? Cool, calm, and collect means alguien que no se estresa con mucho. So somebody who's usually got everything under control, at least their emotions. That's my first thing. And he doesn't sound like a person who's like got a lot of bravado, very like, I'm a man, rah, rah, sounds like a humble kind of guy. I'm just throwing some ideas out there, and we'll see what you guys heard. Okay, let me play it for you a second time, and then we'll discuss. Lo discutimos, lo hablamos. Okay, is everybody ready? This is the second listen of the Say What soundbite.
I applied for asylum in 21 different countries, all throughout Western Europe and other parts of the world. And all of them tried to avoid giving an answer because they didn't want to say one way or another, or alienate the United States government by taking a public side against them.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd also like to remind you as well that if you haven't tried it, this is the summer. It's Vaughn Town. Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. That's right, folks. More information about Vaughn Town, you can get it on our website, grupovaughn.com. You can call us, 911-385831, or you can reach out on social media. And a lot of people often ask me what the difference is between Vaughn Town and the residentials, and I'll explain. I mean, there are many differences, but let me sum it up in a sentence or two, like I want you to do with the Say What soundbite. So Vaughn Town is for people who are just, they need to take that extra step to really say, you know what? I want to go into the jungle. I want to go down in the trenches, las trincheras. I want to put my English to the test. I want to see if I can go into battle and come out unscathed. Unscathed. Ileso sin lesiones. All right, maybe I'm exaggerating, but it's true. It'll train your ear. It'll help you lose your inhibitions. And it's an awesome, I mean, I don't even want to call it a course. It's not a course. It's an English experience is what it is. And it's Vaughntown. Now, residentials, same thing. You go and you stay at a place, but the residentials are for the hardcore, for the generals, for the admirals. No sé cuál es más alto en la mili, almirantes, general, lieutenants, right? This is for the big guns, como decimos, because at our residentials, you'll have everything that you have at Vaughntown. So, you know, you'll be exposed to English lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, everything. You'll do, you know, all kinds of activities in English. But in the residentials, you have, don't quote me on this, because I used to work on the residentials. You have like 6 hours of class a day, plus activities, plus you have to give a presentation. So Vaughntown is a little less hardcore, a little less didactic. There are different, see, the thing is, there are different objectives. Vaughntown's objective is to get you in there and get you talking, get you comfortable, and show you can do it. That first step. And residentials are for people who are like, I am ready to go to boot camp. I want to go hardcore. And they both, I mean, they're both wonderful. I've never worked on a Vaughntown, something I regret. And I've always wanted to go up to do a live show at Vaughntown. That would be a lot of fun. And I have worked on residentials, and I can tell you that our residentials are awesome. They're absolutely amazing. And what an experience. I'm still in touch with people that I met on those residentials. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol is feeling the love. She puts, I love that emoji, by the way. Me encanta ese con los corazoncitos. There's my dad. What's up from across the pond? And he says, good morning, Alberto and friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York, where it is early. The rooster is still crowing over there. Let's see. Anna. Anna says, morning, everyone. Hello, Anna. She says, good luck with your moving, AA. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's a big thing. You know what it is. I mean, moving, it's a necessary evil, you know, because we don't stay in the same place generally. You know, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But it's a great step in somebody's life, and I'm excited. A new beginning, a new chapter, right? And I have something I've always wanted. And more important, you know, some people are like, I want a bathtub, quiero bañera. I want a parking garage. We have a parking garage and a bathtub. But for me, you have to know what you want and what you don't want when you're house hunting. And I knew I wanted just a little outdoor area where I could work, have a coffee. Okay, I can't do the show live from the garden. You know, you need to be, but I could prepare the shows from the garden while I'm making some lunch on the barbecue. That's, as an American, that's my, that's my goal in life. My goal in life is to fire up the barbecue. So Anna says, good luck with your moving or with your move. Mudanza is also a move. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And hopefully, you know, it takes time. It takes time to get settled in. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, I think this man is American. Absolutely. North American. He's been interviewed, okay? Or he was interviewed because it's over, right? So, or he's being interviewed right now. So, si quieres presente ahí, me quedaría con en el momento. Or he was, porque ya se acabó. He was interviewed at otro día, ya se ha acabado. He was interviewed. He could be a politician or a diplomat. Just be careful. Diplomatic is the adjective. He's very diplomatic. He knows how to deal with people. He's a diplomat means he has special license plates. Tiene placas especiales. Same idea, just a little change there. It's like It reminds me of politician and politics. Él es político. He's a politician. Le gusta la política. He likes politics. La política de su empresa, his company's policy, ¿ves? Esa palabra tiene muchos... Y luego tenemos politically correct, que es un oxymoron. ¿Qué político conoces tú que es correcto? Que es bueno. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yes, he worked. So he could be a politician or a diplomat. He worked for a bunch of countries and he knows the ins and outs of government. ¿Crees? Los pormenores, si no me equivoco. You know, the things you need to know. Excellent. Chris says, by the way, congrats, Double A, for your new sweet home. Yeah, it's exciting. As I said, exciting and exhausting at the same time. Let's see. Leo, there he is. He says, a politician is saying he requested something in many countries, some of them from Western countries, and many of them avoided responding. That's an applause for all of you, for Chris, for Leo, for Chris and for Leo. That applause. Excellent job, amigos. Anybody else care to participate and give us their opinion, what they heard in their best English? Because if not, you know we've got to move on to our spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's our spelling bee. The spelling bee is probably one of the most challenging sections on the show, but don't worry, I'll walk you through it. Es te ayudaré, right? And especially on that second round. Piénsalo. Te guiaré. I'll walk you through it. Te guío. But not on the first go. I'll walk you through it on the second go. The first go, I don't give a damn. Me importa un bledo if you get it or not. Why? I'm that guy. Yo soy ese tío, that guy in customer service who you're asking for help and they just can't be bothered. No se pueden ni molestar. Because you're going to find those people, sadly, in every profession. The good news, you're also going to find great, amazing, helpful people. So which side are you on? Are you one of the people who makes things easier for other people or makes things more complicated for other people? I know my answer just because I live by the, I don't know if you guys know, in English, we call it fight or flight. Okay. So when a problem arises, there's a psychological term that's fight or flight. Now, the problem arises, you instantly say, we got to destroy this. We got to kill it right there at the root. Estamos hablando mucho de jardín hoy. You can tell I was gardening before. We got to kill this at the root. And the other one is flight, como, hay un problema. Shoo, see you later. Now, I have to admit, as I got older, I've become much more of a flight person. Whereas when I was younger, I'd be like, what, this is injustice. What are you kidding me? And I was always ready for a good fight. And now I just don't have the energy. In English, we say, choose your battles. Seguro que decís algo parecido. Elige bien tus batallas. Oh, Leonardo, sorry. You went on over here. So Leo, let me pick up, let me read the whole comment as one. This is referring to the Say What soundbite. Leo says, a politician is saying he requested something in many countries, some of them from Western countries, and many of them avoided responding. And if they did, it was to put themselves on the opposite side of the U.S. Again, wonderful observations. Great job. All right, is everybody ready? This is round one of today's Spelling Bee. Good luck. The first one, oh, and these will all be capitalized, okay? The first one is GANYMEDE semicolon space JUPITER. The second one is TITAN semicolon space SATURN. The third one is CALLISTO semicolon space JUPITER. The fourth one is OBERON semicolon space URANUS. The fifth one is MOON semicolon space EARTH. And the sixth and final one is TITANIA semicolon space URANUS. Oh my God, that was difficult even for me to spell that. My God. All right. So you saw a pattern there. Había un patrón de algún tipo, right? You heard semicolon and space. So evidentemente están separados por a semicolon and a space. So what is a semicolon? Well, a colon is 2 points, okay? And a semicolon is a point and a comma, punto y coma, I think you call it. So, semicolon, yo creo, vamos a ver, semicolon here. I'll give you a clue. You've got that clue that I gave you before by playing the upcoming episode of FYI on the Milky Way, La Via Láctea. And you've got this audio clue as well. Semicolon, punto y coma. And colon, además de ser part of your large intestine, tu colon, like a colonoscopy is in your colon. But also colon es dos puntos. So, do you know your punctuation? We've got commas, we've got periods, or as the bitches say, full stop, period. It's difficult because you're like, I feel like it's not as like, it doesn't sentence them the same. It's too long. So I don't want to discuss this anymore. Full stop. You're like, tardaste mucho en acabarlo. And there you're just like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Period. Es más tajante, I think. It's more, it demands that respect. I don't know. Hey, I'm just used to it. I imagine for a British person, it's the other way around. All right, I'm going to repeat these words. I don't think anybody got them. Interesting. Going once. Going twice. All right. This is round 2 of today's Spelling Bee. Here we go. Is everybody ready? I'm going to go nice and slow. Ya he dicho el nice and varias veces hoy. Bastante. Nice, not nice and, sino nice and slow. Es muy, muy común esto. Okay. Is everybody ready? We're going to do this together here. This is where I'm going to walk you through it. Let me clear my throat. As I said, I've got leaves. I've got leaves in my nostrils, in my throat. Not really the most comfortable situation. But hey, the garden looks great. All right. These are capitalized, as I said. The first one is GANYMEDE semicolon space JUPITER. The second one is TITAN semicolon space SATURN. The third one is CALLISTO semicolon space JUPITER. I-T-E-R. The fourth one is O-B-E-R-O-N semicolon space U-R-A-N-U-S. The fifth one is M-O-O-N semicolon space E-A-R-T-H. And the last one is T-I-T-A-N-I-A. And it's semicolon space U-R-A-N-U-S. All right, let's take a look over here and see. We've got Born to Iron Man. Oops, they look right, but I'm not looking for a colon. I'm looking for a semicolon. So I thought I just explained it. All right, maybe not. Maybe not. All right, well, it's a little bit confusing there because you put colons and not really, but it's not the exact thing we're looking for, Born to Iron Man. So a good effort, but let's see if anybody got it perfectly because, you know, an exclamation point is not the same as a period and a comma is not the same as a dash or a hyphen, right? Okay, let's see. Chris Valrol, I see. Okay, a good sign here. We've got our semicolons. The first one is correct, Chris. The second one is correct. The third one's also correct. The fourth one's correct. The fifth one is correct. And the sixth one is also correct. Nice job. Perfect. Please, Valrol. Great effort, Born to Iron Man. And folks, I can't believe it, but we have to go to our second commercial break. Yeah, I know. Time flies when you're having fun. When we come back, we'll take a look at the planets. We've got homophones, movies, double trouble, jokes, name that lyric. What else? Famous birthdays, so much to do in the second half of today's show. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. So much to do. And so little time. Don't forget, you got amazing programs on Vaughn Radio all day long. Ximena Holiday and Test Your English is up right after this program. Then you've got the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy and their antics. Sus payasadas. And then, what else have we got? After that, we've got Tosh Pasqua and Back to Basics, followed by Jules Linares. And Let's Get Random. Then you got Guy Williams and Western Civilization, followed by Dave Boys and The Salad. And rounding off our day, we've got the one and only Kyle Miller on his program, Drive Time. And you can start your day with Rob Grams and the Pro Bow Show, where you'll hear real, natural English. And Rob shares some awesome opinions. I love when Rob does the unpopular opinion section. I love it. I love it. Well, folks, Vaughn Radio, there's a lot of variety, but one thing that all our programs have in common, they will get you excited about English. And folks, let's get right into things with today's homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with homophones.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And wow, we've got so much to do here in the second half of the show. So let's look at our homophones, and then I'll give you your Say What soundbite for the third time, and we'll see if anybody can get it. The first word is the plural of the number cuatro. So if you said, hay tres cuatros en ese número, the word cuatros, okay? So I know you know 1, 2, 3, cuatro, ¿no? Pues no en singular, en plural. Nos tocaron 4 cuatros. Think about it like you're in Las Vegas or something, okay? And the second word is fuerza, so strength, but it's also to make somebody do something. Obligar, forzar. So what are those two words? El plural de el número 4 and el verbo obligar, alguien que haga algo, alguien que haga algo, and also fuerza. Tienes, usó fuerza para, I don't know, you know. Think about it this way. If you're Star Wars fans, then you know it. La fuerza. Okay, it's that word. All right. And in the meantime, here's your Say What soundbite for the third time.
I applied for asylum in 21 different countries, all throughout Western Europe and other parts of the world. And all of them tried to avoid giving an answer because they didn't want to say one way or another or alienate the United States government by taking a public side against them.
All right, there you go. As I said before, cool, calm, and collect. The person seems like they've got everything under control. They're not too stressed out about anything. And, well, that's wonderful. I wish everybody was like that. Now, this guy, I'll give you a clue if you don't recognize his voice. It's quite controversial. I'm a fan, personally, But I know a lot of people who don't like this guy at all, which is, hey, that's, some people are polarizing. I think sometimes those are the most interesting people we come across, not the people who just, yeah, I agree with the current thing. Estoy de acuerdo con lo que toque. I know a lot of, sadly, I know a lot more people who follow that than the first one I said. You know, bueno, si toca apoyar esto, pues let's change our flags. You know what? You know, let's put the Ukraine flag. Oh, next month it's France. Okay, let's put the French. Again, I'm not criticizing anybody, but okay. You can go with the flow, or you can go against the grain. That's up to you. All right, let's take a look here and see if you're going with the flow in our homophones section. All right, the first person to participate is Chris Valrol. And those are the correct words, Chris. And she says, I think they're homophones. All right, let's see. Leo, the two words are and they're homophones. Okay. So far, everybody agrees. There's Vero. Vero says, and are homophones to me. So that's 3 freaking super show with no namers telling me that these words definitely sound the same. And if I said them, you wouldn't know which one I said. Correct? Okay. Anybody else want to participate before we reveal the answer here to our listeners? All right. The first word, let's start with the root, as we always do, the singular. 4. I told you 4 times. Now, also remember the word for, F-O-R-E, suena igual. So the word for, cuatro, and for fore, like before, or forehead, frente, forearm, antebrazo, significa ante. Prever, foresee, to foretell, no, sé que va a pasar. So those words sound the same. For, I think everybody knows how to pronounce that one, right? And if you have 2, well, you have 2 fours. Okay? You have 2 2s, 3 3s, and 4 4s. Okay. So fours. Es como un sonido de Z un poco, ¿no? Fours. Fours. And the second word? Listen, I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I'm not going to force you. ¿Queréis un double trouble? I'm not going to force you to join the force. No voy a obligarte a que te unes a la policía. The force, it's another way to say it. I'm not going to use force. Okay, so now I'm going to say both words. The first word, fours. The second word, force. Do they sound the same? Nope. Oh my God, guys, that's the first time I think that I stumped you guys ever. All of you. Oh my God. Applause for me. No, I'm joking. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to stump you guys. Tampoco es va de eso. But hey, let me celebrate it. It's hard to get you guys. So yeah, listen, again, fours. Okay, fours. 2 3s and 4 4s. Fours. And the other one, force. Es S. Una es Z, otra es S. Listen again. Fours. 2 2s, 3 3s, and 4 4s. Fours. Vibra. El otro, I told you I'm not going to force you to give me your fours. Vamos a jugar el póker. I'm not going to force you to give me your fours. Force, cortito la S al final, y otros fours. Una Z. So, whoa, that was a really tough one, but thank you. Thanks to all of you who participated. Also, we needed to take a look at our spelling bee very quickly as well. We were taking a look at some planets and their moons, y sus lunas. And I figured it would be appropriate for 2 reasons. One, this week you've got a brand spanking new episode of FYI, which is on the Milky Way, La Via Láctea, which I think you guys are going to love. And also today, in the year 2006, Pluto, you say Pluton. Pluto, we say the same as Mickey Mouse's dog. Pluto, okay? As Pluto's newly discovered moons are officially named, does anybody know? I wouldn't. Nix and Hydra. Nix and Hydra. I didn't know that. So this was 2006. To think that we're still discovering moons on planets. Well, technically, Pluto is a dwarf planet, but we'll get into that in the Milky Way episode. Let's review the planets either way. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Wait, Uranus just swam under. It's this. See, I got to write it down. My very educated mother just swam under 9 planets. Si no lo digo a la vez, no lo hago. So my Mercury, very Venus, educated Earth, mother, just swam under 9 planets. Mercury or Mars, my very educated mother just swam under 9 planets. I just can't believe I just lost that. So my very educated mother just swam under 9 planets. Mercury, Venus. Yeah, okay. I repeated Mercury's. Mars, claro. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. My very educated mother just Jupiter, swam Saturn, under Uranus, 9 Neptune, P, que ya no cuenta, Pluto. Me ha costado ahí. Me echo el lío con el doble M. But in English, listen to the pronunciation, quite different. Mercury, no es Mercurio, Mercury. Venus, no Venus, like the tennis star. Venus, Mercury, Venus, Earth, my very educated mother. Mars, Marte, just Jupiter, swam Saturn, under Uranus, Tuano. Yo no le he puesto el nombre. Suena igual, Uranus, Tuano. O los británicos que lo han cambiado a Uranus, orina. Suena mucho mejor. Urine, muy bien. Under 9, Neptune, Pluto, which again is now a dwarf planet. And so I decided, aside from punctuation, we could look at some of these moons over here. And I went in order in general. I skipped a couple, but the largest moon in our solar system is Ganymede, which is orbiting the planet Jupiter. I chose some of the biggest ones. Not all of them are the biggest. They're not in order. But the first one is Ganymede, which is a moon of Jupiter. You've got Titan. You say Titan. We say Titan. Titan, which is a moon of Saturn. Then you've got Callisto. Callisto, it's called. Callisto. Well, that is a moon on Jupiter. Jupiter, we say Jupiter. Oberon. Oberon is on Uranus. I suggest you go to a proctologist. I can't help it. Desde que descubrimos la palabra. Oberon is on Uranus. The moon, well, it's not on Uranus. It's a moon of Uranus. Obviously, the moon, we call it, is the Earth's moon. And then you've got Titania, which is also a moon of Uranus. All right, well, folks, we've got to move on. We've got so much to do. It's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right. That's right, my amigos. You know it. You know it. Now, what I'm going to do here in today's Name That Movie is I'm not going to give you the trailer. Why? Sometimes the trailer just gives away the movie. So the moment I say a certain word, you'll know the title of the movie. Or you might not. I'll give you a clue. There are many of these movies. So it might not be the one you think. If we're going to go specific here, Good luck. All right, so I'll start with the scene over here, and then we'll go through the synopsis and we'll talk a little bit about the movie as well. The character named Owen says, animals raised in isolation aren't always the most functional. So saying que no se adaptan. Los que se crían solos, isolation. Siempre se me olvida esa palabra. No es isolación, ¿eh? Pero en un mundo lógico sí. Aislamiento, that's the word. I always forget that word in Spanish. Animals raised, criados, in isolation aren't always the most functional, que no saben cómo funcionar, moverse en el mundo. And Claire says, your raptors are born in captivity. Nacen, no, realmente en jaulas. And a raptor, ¿te suena? Raptor, ave rapaz, ave de rapiña, raptor. There's also a basketball team called the Raptors. It is a bird of prey, okay? Un pájaro que acecha, ¿no? Que busca presa. It's a bird of prey. So it says, your raptors are born in captivity. And Owen says, with siblings, con hermanos y hermanas. Y esto es la palabra que usamos cuando no especificamos. Si es hembra o macho, right? Because you have two ways you can say it in English. You can say, do you have any brothers or sisters? Or brothers and sisters? Or do you have any siblings? So he says, with siblings, he's defending it, saying, wait a second, they're not alone. They're not totally isolated. He says, with siblings, they learn social skills. And a social skill is como moverse en el mundo, right? Estas habilidades de moverse, de relacionarse. And I imprint on them when they're born, okay? Impresionarlo en ellos cuando nacen. So he's kind of genetically playing with some kind of animal here. He says, there's trust. Hay confianza. Trust. No, famous last words. Trust me. There's trust. The only positive relationship this animal has is with that crane. El único relación positiva que tiene este animal es con esa grúa. That crane. And the word crane is not just grúa, but it's also a kind of bird, now that we're talking about birds. Grulla and grúa. I love that. In Spanish, very similar. Grulla, grúa. So crane for lifting things, and a crane is a bird as well. And where was I? So the only positive relationship this animal has is with that crane. And they're not talking about a bird. They're talking about literally the one that moves it. So obviously it's a big animal. At least she knows that means food. So ahí lo tienes. That crane feeds that animal. Le alimenta. Feed, fed, fed. Es un verbo regular. Irregular, perdona. And Claire says, so she needs a friend. Entonces, necesita una amiga. We should schedule play dates. And to schedule is programar. We don't say to program. Program is what you do on a computer. We should schedule. Los británicos dicen schedule. We say schedule. We should schedule play dates. And what is a play date? Padres, you'll know this one. Parents, this is when you're like, bueno, quedamos en el parque para que los niños juegan. It's a play date. Really? It's a chance to get the kids to play with other kids. She says, that sort of thing. Ese tipo de cosa. Y sort of, muchas veces lo pronunciamos como sorta. That sort of thing. Ese tipo de cosa. And then Owen says, probably not a good idea. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. Please give it up for your classmate, Chris Valrol. The movie is Jurassic World. It came out in 2015. Good job, Chris. You didn't only get the movie, because there are a lot of Jurassic movies, but this one is the one that came out in 2015. The one with those pods, esos esferas, those gyrospheres, and the one with Chris Pratt. I love Chris Pratt. And I'll give you the trailer. The trailer says a new theme park, nuevo parque temático, a new theme park will open. A new theme park built on the original site of Jurassic Park, en el mismo terreno, creates a genetically modified hybrid, dilo conmigo, híbrido. We say hybrid dinosaur. No es dinosaur, it's dinosaur. The Indominus Rex, sounds awesome, which escapes containment, escapa, que le tienen contenido ahí, and goes on a killing spree. And a killing spree es, va a matar todo lo que pilla. Una juerga, una parranda, una ola, festival de muertes, it says here. Okay, a killing spree. Sounds like a good premise for a movie, doesn't it? And it was filmed, it's pretty interesting, down in New Orleans, NOLA. Down in New Orleans, there's an abandoned Six Flags theme park. And those of you who know a little bit about theme parks, Six Flags is one of the most popular theme parks in the United States. And well, Hurricane Katrina, thankfully, there are many other ones, but Hurricane Katrina decided that that park wasn't going to last long, and it leveled the park. And well, now it's used to film movies. It's a great place to film scenes that happen at a theme park. So I thought that was interesting. I love abandoned places and I love theme parks. So you can just imagine, me, I would be having a field day. A field day lo estaría pasando en grande. Oh, and speaking of theme parks and amusement parks, there's an FYI episode on amusement parks. It's one of the early episodes from season 1.
Few places can transport you to another world while taking your emotions on a roller coaster ride along the way. Whether you're a thrill seeker seeking an adrenaline rush, or you want to be dazzled while you wine and dine, or just take a leisurely ride down a lazy river, you're sure to have an immersive experience. Calling all park goers, adjust your lap bars and shoulder restraints, because we're going to discover the amazing world of amusement parks on today's FYI. Welcome to For Your Info. En inglés, you got it.
That's right, folks. Amusement parks. It's one of the first episodes. I think it was maybe episode 5 or something. I just shared the link with you guys. But remember, you can follow FYI wherever you follow your Vaughn podcast. That's iVox. Again, I don't even know the names of all of them, but I know the most popular ones are Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You've got, what's the other one? Spotify has gotten very, very big. I noticed it with my downloads here. I used to have a lot on, it was split pretty evenly, dividido, and evenly es bastante repartido bien between Apple Podcasts and iVox. And then Spotify came into the podcast game, and now Spotify's in my second. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I can tell you the percentages. 26% of you download FYI on Apple Podcasts. 20% of you download it on Spotify. 14% of you download it on iVox. 5% of you on Google Podcasts, and 4% on other browsers. Wherever you are, thank you. Thank you, FYIers. Because right now, at this current moment, we have 492,694 downloads. What does that mean? That means we are on the cusp. We are less than 8,000 downloads away from reaching 500,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Show with no namers, FYIers. It would not be possible without you guys. So thank you for spreading the word. We're off to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the fourth and final part of today's show. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name. This is, I can't believe it, part 4. Jeez Louise. I hope you guys are enjoying today's show. I hope you're learning and laughing. And if you missed yesterday's show, I mean, we didn't have the video, but there was a fresh show, and honestly, I think it came out really well. Either way, you can find all your favorite shows on the Vaughn Radio app, or you can download us wherever you listen to podcasts. Just remember to spread the word. Tell people there's a fun, exciting way to learn English, and it's called Vaughn Radio. And it's free. Okay, our materials aren't free. Our courses aren't free. But man, tons of free resources to keep you on the right track. Para que estáis yendo por buen camino. Yeah, show with no name. After today's show, stay tuned, and you'll be able to listen to the one and only Simina Holiday. She will test your English. and entertain you to boot. También. And you can get the book. There's actually a book. The radio show's based on a book called, you guessed it, Test Your Chinese. No, I'm kidding. Test Your English. But I'll tell you something. If we applied the program to Chinese learning, I'm sure it would work just the same. All right, folks, let's get moving with today's Triple Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Double Trouble, only on the Show with No Name. And this is the section of the show where we take a look at a word and its many uses. And did I say double trouble? Sorry, I meant triple trouble. You have to use the same word 3 times today. Thrice. What? Thrice? What the fur is thrice? Well, thrice is 3 times, but it's totally antiquated. Don't use it. Just think of Lionel Richie, which yesterday it was his birthday. He was our Say What soundbite. Yo, once, twice, 3 times, lady. What a beautiful song. And what we noticed on yesterday's show is that his voice is equally as smooth when he's talking. It's not just when he sings. He's got an amazing voice, period. Punto. Full stop, as I say if I'm British. All right, here's today's Triple Trouble. You have to use the same word 3 times. No puedes tener lo mejor de dos mundos, o de ambos mundos. Es pan comido y se lleva la palma. Whoa. So, no puedes tener lo mejor de los dos mundos o de ambos mundos. Es pan comido y se lleva la palma. You have to use the same word 3 times. And now I'm also going to give you your Say What soundbite. This is the 4th and final listen, and we'll let you know who it is and all that stuff at the end of the show. Here we go, amigos.
I applied for asylum in 21 different countries, all throughout Western Europe and other parts of the world. And all of them tried to avoid giving an answer because they didn't want to say one way or another, or alienate the United States government by taking a public side against them.
All right. There you go, my amigos. There you go. That's your Say What soundbite. I don't think, let me check over here in the comments, but I don't think anybody got them yet. Let's see if my wordsmiths are in the house. Wordsmiths, gente que tiene el don de la palabra. And Leo, you read my mind, because there you are. There you are. All right, let's see. Leo's going to take a stab at it. Let's see if he's got it. I have faith in him. I trust him. Let's see. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's a piece of cake and takes the cake. Unfreaking believable, Leo. You pulled a rabbit out of a hat. Sacaste ahí un conejo de una chistera. Excellent job, dude. Wonderful, wonderful job. And wonderful, excellent effort there. And I don't know, did anybody else get it? Let's see. No, just Leo. Excellent. So we have an expression in English that means you can't have everything in life. So think about this. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Ahora, el primer have no es tomar, aunque have, I'm going to have some cake, es voy a tomarlo. Pero el primero lo explico, es have, tenerlo en posesión. ¿Ok? Me explico, porque si no, no tiene sentido. Dice lo mismo. You can't have your cake and eat it too. No lo puedes tomar ni comer. Same thing. Doesn't make sense. But if you think about it, you can't have your cake. No puedes tenerlo ahí como en un estante. Mira mi tarta, qué bonita es. And eat it too. O sea, o lo comes y lo disfrutes o lo tienes ahí. You can't do both, right? So you can't have your cake and eat it too. Another one, very literal, but it works. You can't have the best of both worlds. He wants the best of both worlds. Any Van Halen fans in the house? I want the best of both worlds. Great song. Great song. So you could literally translate that song to, I want my cake and I want to eat it too. O sea, lo quiero todo, right? So you can't have your cake and eat it too. Es pan comido. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake, as we looked at last week from the new book. You can also say it's a piece of piss. Te lo juro. Es raro, pero es así. So we've got two. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's a piece of cake and it takes the cake. Excellent job, Leo. You take the cake. And also, when we say that something takes the cake in English, I think it's like Spanish too. It can mean in a positive way or in a negative way. So what did he do? Oh my God. Are you well, that takes the cake, right? Pues ahora mejórame esa en el sentido malo. Or you can be like, oh man, those were funny jokes, but yours takes the cake. So again, your tone is so important when you use these kind of expressions, right? So I want you to always, the same intonation you would put in Spanish. If you're disappointed, we need to hear it in your voice. Okay, this is Alberto the actor now, not Alberto the English teacher, saying, okay, well, we don't just use words to communicate. We use tone. We use body language. We use our eyes. So use those tools. You've got them at your disposition, at your disposal. Don't waste those tools. You can tell somebody more that you have to go to the bathroom using gestures than, saying it. Well, if you're in China, good luck. How do you say, where's the bathroom in China, in Chinese? Exactly. Impossible. Not impossible, but do you know it? Well, no. But you know how to hold your pee-pee and be like, I'm going pee-pee. Where's the, and then go like, huh? Where is it? So I think those two gestures, holding your private parts, like, oh, I can't, and bringing your knees together, juntando las rodillas, and making the I can't hold it anymore face. I think that's going to be crystal clear. They'll be like, oh, and they'll point to somewhere. Just hope they don't answer verbally. So what am I getting at? A little body language, a little tone, a little eye contact goes a long way. Da para muchísimo. Especially if you're telling jokes.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking only on the show with no name. All right. Now, remember, I told you before I was gardening. I was out there and I'm getting used to it. The good thing is here in Spain, you guys don't have poison ivy. I used to like gardening, but in the United States, in the Northeast, where I come from, there's a plant, también es un personaje en Batman, que se llama poison ivy. Es una hiedra venenosa. That's what the name is. And ask my niece and nephew, my Spanish niece and nephew, were with me in the United States, and they said, you look like a leper. Lepra? You said, you look like a leper, dude. And I said, well, that's why I quit gardening. Dejé de hacerlo. And now here in Spain, I got a little mini garden and I don't get poison ivy. Life is good. Now, I just have to wear a mask if I'm going to be, cutting out and getting rid of weeds and dusty shit. Note to self, hey, live and learn. Decimos en inglés, live and learn. Uno aprende algo cada día. Mientras vivimos, vamos aprendiendo. And we know that here on the show with no name, we're always learning, not just you, me too.
So what did the tree say after a long winter? What did the tree say after a long winter? Oh, what a relief. What a relief. No. What a relief. No. Nobody found it funny? What a relief. Well, what happens after the winter? After the winter, spring comes, right? And what happens in the spring? Well, the leaves start to grow back on the trees. The trees start to get foliage, as we call it. Foliage, yeah, that's leaves. What I have in my nose and in my throat right now. I have little dried leaf particles. Y fijaos, leaf, singular, leaves, plural, es un double trouble también. Leave the leaves alone before he leaves. Déjalos en paz a las hojas antes de que él se marcha. Always playing with words. So did you get it? What did the tree say after a long winter? What a relief. What a relief. A relief is un alivio. Oh man, that was a relief. El verbo is to relieve. This will relieve your pain. And relief con F es el sustantivo. So relief, hojas, relief. What a relief. All right. Not the best joke in the world, but there you go. What a relief. Or maybe he wanted to turn over a new leaf. Pasar página after a long winter. To turn over a new leaf. Okay. All right. Okay, fine. Here's another one. What do you call it when a snowman throws a temper tantrum? Este año, bueno, see, if we have any snow next winter, we'll make a snowman here. We didn't have any in Madrid, not in the center at least. Maybe up in the mountains. So what do you call it? What do you call it when a snowman throws a temper tantrum? And to throw a temper tantrum es perder los estribos, ¿no? Enfadarte de tal manera. Okay, so what do you call it when a snowman throws a temper tantrum? A meltdown. No, a meltdown. Well, you know the word melt. What happens to snow when it gets really hot outside? It melts. It melts down. Se reduce, se derrite. It melts down. But also a meltdown, a nuclear meltdown, es una fusión, un accidente. So a meltdown in the figurative sense is un colapso. He had a meltdown, un ataque, an emotional, rage, a meltdown. So es una máquina que puede tener un colapso, un fallo, o también puede ser una persona que lo tiene. But also, so if you melt something down, lo reduces a través de derritirlo. Okay, so a meltdown. All right. Last one, I promise. Last one here. Why did the two snowmen get a divorce? Okay, why did the two snowmen get a divorce? Well, one thought the other was a flake. No? Well, you know the word flake, right? Cornflakes, copos de maíz, snowflakes, copos de nieve. Come on, that was from the first milk book. You should know that one. But also a flake, aside from being copo or lámina, a flake is somebody you can't trust, right? So somebody says, I'm going to do this, and they flake out. They never do what they say, right? So here it's an unreliable person, okay? Man, you flaked out on me. Te echaste atrás. Me dejaste plantado. Don't be a flake. You're always flaking out. Did you know the word? I'm sure you know the word from cornflakes or snowflakes, but also a flake is somebody who's flaky. El adjetivo es flaky,
también es con capas. So you have a, what are these pasteles que son flakies con muchas capas? But also a person who is flaky is not somebody you want to trust. So como sustantivo, diríamos he's a flake or he's flaky. All right. Did you like the jokes? All right. Not the best jokes in the world. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we've got a winner in our Say What soundbite. Give it up for Chris Valrol. And now we've got to move on. We've got to move on, my amigos, because it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. And let's see who's celebrating a birthday today. Our first birthday boy was born in 1979, an American actor who rose to prominence for playing Andy Dwyer, the character's name, in Parks and Recreation, or como lo llamamos nosotros, Parks and Rec. Again, I don't know how many times I've recommended this series. Check it out. And it's American English, and it's really funny, and it's Chris Pratt. It's Amy Poehler. I mean, it's really a talented cast. If you like comedies about the United States, about middle America, you'll love it. And it's about a Parks and Recreation department. And this guy was a guy who was originally had a little role as the boyfriend. And he stole the show. Everyone was like, well, we're going to write this character in to the future because we want more of him. And the audience loved him. So that started America and the world's love affair with this truly charismatic, big, burly dude, tío enorme, pero as we say, like a gentle giant. And that was the beginning of the end, because after that, he was in Moneyball, Zero Dark 30, Her with Joaquin Phoenix. He also plays Star-Lord in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy and all of those, and Jurassic World as well. He plays Owen Grady in the Jurassic World trilogy. Also the Lego movie, the Super Mario. I mean, this guy is probably the hottest guy in Hollywood right now. And hottest, no quiero decirlo el más guapo, que también puede ser eso, but I mean como es intocable. He's, on fire, that kind of hot. Number 2, this person's first name is Wool in Spanish. Wool. ¿Cómo se dice wool? Wool es un tipo de, es tipo de tela. Wool. Wool of the King. Ahí te lo traduzco. She's got that summertime sadness. Very famous singer. She's got that voice from like the 1950s. And she's beautiful to look at. I got to be honest. And last but not least, this guy was born in 1983, and he's an American activist, journalist now, and whistleblower who blew the whistle on the NSA, the National Security Agency. And, a lot of people were really upset with this guy exposing government secrets. But other people said, we have a right to know if we're being spied on. So this is the debate. I'm not going to tell you. You can probably imagine how I feel about somebody spying on me when I've never done anything. But I don't want it anyway. Because then the argument is, well, if you have nothing to hide, well, I still don't want anybody spying on me. I don't like it. So this guy was a whistleblower, un chivato. It's very common nowadays in a big corporation. Someone comes out and says, wait, guys, this is illegal what we're doing. And this guy was one of those very famous whistleblowers. All right. I don't see anybody guessing them, so I got to give them to you just because if not, we're going to run out of time. Number 1, Chris Pratt. Number 2, Lana Del Rey. Wool of the queen, of the king, of the king. And last but not least, Edward Snowden. We were looking at snow with our snowmen before. Edward Snowden. And that's going to bring us right to our Say What soundbite. Edward Snowden is talking about his situation. And, you know, he's not making a lot of friends in the international community. And he says, I applied for asylum, asilo, to apply for, es decir, me presento, or solicitar, in 21 different countries, all throughout Western Europe, a lo largo de Europa Occidental, and other parts of the world. And all of them tried to avoid giving an answer. Todos intentaron darme largas, o intentar darme una respuesta, because they didn't want to say one way or another. No querían decir que sí estaban de acuerdo o que no, de una forma u la otra. Or alienate the United States government by taking a public side. So he said a lot of people didn't side with him because if they had to choose between the very powerful U.S. government and a whistleblower, they know who they're going with. And to alienate, distanciar, aislar, enemistarse, to alienate, que tiene la palabra alien. So let's hear whistleblower Edward Snowden.
I applied for asylum in 21 different countries, all throughout Western Europe and other parts of the world. And all of them tried to avoid giving an answer because they didn't want to say one way or another, or alienate the United States government by taking a public side against them.
All right, folks, and it's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, folks. Name That Lyric. And thank you for another amazing show. Stay tuned here to Vaughn Radio. You've got great shows all afternoon, and they're free. Spread the word. Again, that's the best way you can say thank you to us at Vaughn, is let people know we exist. Another way you can say thank you, not to me personally, but you know, as if you're appreciative, and because a lot of people obviously get me very nice gifts, and my daughter, thank you for that. But also pick up a book. I know many of you have done that as well. Or, you know, sign up for a course. You won't be disappointed. Believe me, you'll definitely be thrilled with whatever you do with Vaughn, whether it's, you know, our online course or something as intense as our residentials. Either way, you get more information about everything at grupovaughn.com, and make sure you follow us on social media. The song for today is Young and Beautiful. I'll dedicate it to you guys. It's Lana Del Rey, and she says, I've seen the world, done it all. I've had my cake now. ¿Te conoces la expresión? I've had my cake. Ya he disfrutado de todo, hecho de todo. I had my cake and ate it too. He vivido lo mejor de los dos mundos. You know it from today's Triple Trouble. Let's sing it. If you want, Google Lana Del Rey, Young and Beautiful. And thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. As always, we'll be back tomorrow with more. I promise. Ciao for now.